So hi, this is Spoorthi from CSE department second sem. So here my topic has smart academic performance analyzer, so presented by Spoorthi M. So here first we came to know that what are the contents in these presentations. So about introduction, problem statement, objectives, methodology, code and result and application and conclusion. So here comes to the introduction part. So this smart academic analyzer performance, here we came to know that academic performance analysis is important. Then we use manual methods but that are time consuming. Sometimes error may occur in the calculation, sometimes that prone to the errors. So here this project automates the process using the Python. So next here comes to the problem statement. So first we accept the student details like their name, the subjects, their marks. Then we processes that one separated by a comma. We take input from the user, then that input stores data using a lists and dictionaries. So first a list is a collection of elements that are separated by comma. It allows duplicate elements that stores sequence of numbers using a one variable, and the dictionary is all about a keys values pairs. So here the Python stores data using lists and dictionary and then displays a output in a required format. Next comes to the objectives. Here objectives are most important for to calculate total marks, the average and percentage, and to classify students' performance into grades and to generate a clear and structured report. Here we generate a clear structured report and to analyze which student has highest and lowest scoring subjects, which student get highest uh, marks in that subject, and which student get a lowest scoring subject, that we analysis in this. And we use Python data structure for a efficient data handling. It handle a large data and it also automates student performance evaluation. So these are the objectives, and using this we have to reduce the manual calculations errors. So when we done by a manually, it goes to the errors calculations, and using this we have to reduce the manual calculation errors and to process the subjects and marks data efficiently. So these are all the objectives of this content, that is smart analyzer topic. Then comes to the methodology. So methodology is also an important part of this presentation. So here what are the methodologies are, so we collect the input data like their student name, what are the subjects and their marks. We take input data from the user, then we split the subject names using string manipulation. Here we use string manipulation. String manipulation is all about we manipulate the data. Here we split the subject names into string manipulation and stores the marks in a list for processing. So I already tell that list is a sequence of numbers that stores numbers using one variable only. So we store these marks in a list for a processing, then map subjects and marks using a dictionary. I already tell that a dictionary is all about storing a key values. So here this map subjects and marks using a dictionary, and we have to calculate total, average and percentage, and we apply the condition statements to assign a grades, and we have to identify the highest and lowest scoring subjects and to display a structured report. And here comes to the code. This is the main part of this this is the main aim of this presentation. Here I have explained this code all about detailing. So here's first name. We take a input from the user. So we declare a one variable that is called the name. So name is equal to input of enter student name. So we taken a input from the user, we taken a name, we taken a subject input from the user, and we taken a marks input from the user. Then comes the subject. So subjects is equal to s dot strip for s in students input split. So here's strip we use to remove the leading and white spaces we removed using strip. So here we remove the white spaces in a subjects, and we split the subjects, and that subjects are stored in the lists. Then comes to the if else statements. Yes, if else statements are used to the decision making. So if length of subject not equal to length of marks, so we taken a length of subjects that is not equal to length of a marks, then we, that condition is true, then it prints errors, subject and marks count mismatches. Yes, that shows error when this statement is true. Then comes to the for loop. So for m in marks, uh, if m less than less than or equal to m greater than 100, so use this condition is true, it prints error mark subject is between 0 and 100. So then comes to the calculation part. So total is equal to sum of marks. So here then again comes to the if else statements. Here we uses if elif else. So when we use these conditions, we have to apply more than one condition. That moment we use if elif and else. So first, if average greater than or equal to 85. So these statements whenever comes that prints the distinction. Then comes to the elif of average greater than or equal to 60. That whenever this statement is true, that prints a first class. Next elif statement, average greater than equal to 40. Whenever the that marks is greater than or equal to 40, that statement true, that grades prints output as pass. So then comes to the last statement, that is else, that is grade is equal to fail. What are the all statements above is false, that time else statements becomes execute as fail. Next, whenever all above statements are false, then this if else statement is become executed. If whenever if statement that is greater than or equal to 85 is true, that prints a distinction, then all soon as about. Then next to the student data is equal to dictionary. I have to tell that dict is a keyword of dictionary that stores the key values. So here also use a dictionary. Then comes to the print statement. That print statement includes outputs. So here we use the formatted strings. So formatted strings are used to add a uh, text and variable name. Here we use a print statement. If string of subjects, if sorry, is initially if string of students of name. So here we uses f string student colon of in flower bracket we use the variable name as name. Whenever that users give a that input a name that stores in this, then print that one. So all about store subjects, marks, total, average, grade, I and highest subject, and data structure used and dictionary lists, these are all prints. Then comes to the result. um, I show that how this code works and how this gives the outputs. I execute that one and shows you that. So here the student name I given as Sakshi, and that after that gives a enter student that separated by comma. At the time we use the subject name separated by comma, then that separately that has that enter marks for maths, enter marks for science, enter marks for English. Then that all above that we gives that in whenever user gives that input, that creates one smart academic performance report, that is a student name, the subject, the marks, the total marks, the average, the grade, the distinction, which are the subject they get a highest marks, which are the subjects they get a lowest marks, and which are passed subject, fail subject. The in this given fail subject is go to zero in Sakshi's marks card. So here this program works in this way. Next comes to the application. So I understand it better as possible have I understand it. Then comes the application. So many applications are there. So this what are this smart academic performance report here this uses in many ways. So what are the applications has to come now used in schools, colleges to analyze student performance, helps teachers in quick evaluation of marks and grades, useful for generating a student report cards, assistance in identifying strengths. Their assistance means teachers easily identify which are the strength and subjects of student, and which are the weakness subject of students can be extended. And for managing multiple student records, the here this is are also helpful. Then comes to conclusion. So automates student performance analysis, uses Python concepts efficiently, provides accurate and structured output. So use automates means it automatically give whenever the user gives the information, that creates a one smart academic performance report. Here this is student academic marks. Whenever users gives the input, that creates a one formatted and formal clear the picture of the mascot. So here this is helpful. So it uses Python concepts like list, dictionary, and all about string manipulation. It uses the Python concepts and provides accurate and structured output. So these are the contents of the output. Now I explain the this I execute this code and I explain how the result comes. So here comes to that. um, I search the Python online Python. Okay, 1 minute. I explained that one. So how this works. I came to know you how this works. I tell you that. So 1 minute. Okay. So I explain you how this input works, how the output comes. Okay, 1 minute. I explain you. I understand you. 1 minute. I explain you. I explain you 1 minute. Give me two. Okay. So I now explain how that output to become, how it works. I tell you. So these are the explains I already explained in the PPT. So these are the code I explained already. So now how I came to the output. So here that gives a entire student name. I give you Spoorthi. Okay. They subjects they enter. I enter max, like, and science and biology. Biology. Okay. Then they tell marks. They 90, comma 89, comma 99. So I give a mark separated by comma. Then it gives a student the subject, the marks, the average. So this they gave grade as a distinction. So IS subject is biology. So data structure used to using dictionary and list. So in this way output comes. So your first they enter student name, they tell I given Spoorthi, enter subject separated by comma and enter marks. So then student name is they given the formatted smart academic analyzer, the student name, the marks, the total, the average, the distinction, the highest marks. So here the output execution successfully. So thank you for watching my video. So thank you.